Welcome to this brief introduction to the Barrett 7 Levels of Consciousness model and the cultural transformation tools. Let's start by exploring the question, what is culture, and we'll explore that through the tale of two companies. We asked employees at two different organizations to select the 10 values and behaviors that most reflect how their organization currently operates. And the employees at the first organization, when they answered the question, they said that our organization stands for client satisfaction, making a difference, integrity. Each word on the list gets a dot at the chart at the various levels, and all I need to tell you for the moment is that a spread of dots across the levels is a good thing. We consider this to be full spectrum consciousness, which means the organization is taking care of all the things that are necessary to really be high performing. When we asked the employees at the second organization how they saw their current culture, the values that describe their culture, they answered with these words: blame, short-term focus, internal competition. The white dots on the chart stand for potentially limiting values, and this is a representation of fear showing up within the organization. So these pictures allow us to see not just what the culture is, but what's supporting the culture in being high performing, and what's undermining people from being effective at doing their jobs and the performance of the organization. One of the other measures we have is cultural entropy. This is the total percentage of all the limiting values in the current culture, and we'll speak more about cultural entropy as we get into this presentation. So for the moment I'd ask you the question, which of these two organizations would you prefer to be working in, and which of these two organizations would be the best at handling these basic things at just being a high performance, good company? So where does this work come from? It comes as a foundation from Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and Richard Barrett has taken it and expanded the concept of self-actualization into these additional levels. And let's explore what an organization might look like by describing each of these levels through the story of a full spectrum organization. So first we'll start with level 1, survival. Imagine a company that's conscious and fair in the way it sets prices and pay. Because it's moved beyond fear-driven greed, it's now profitable, financially stable, and creates good shareholder return. It also provides safe and comfortable working conditions for its people. Let's look at relationships at level 2. When people walk into the office each day, they smile and greet each other warmly. There is a healthy sense of respect, and customers feel well looked after. And now we go to self-esteem at level 3. The organization invests in high-performing systems. It trains its people to be excellent at doing their jobs, and staff are proud to tell others who they work for. At level 4 we find transformation. This is an organization that moves forward through innovation and continuous improvement. It has the adaptability and resilience to weather tough times. People feel empowered and have the courage to ask tough questions. It's okay to make mistakes. At level 5 we find internal cohesion. People feel inspired by the vision and the values. There are high levels of trust and a deep sense of purpose, fun, and team spirit. At level 6 we find making a difference. This is a collaborative working environment for staff, customers, suppliers, and the community, where people focus on win-win for all concerned. The investment in leadership development means that leaders are making a sustainable difference both inside and outside the organization. And at level 7 we find the level of service. For this group, ethics is not about compliance, but truly doing what they believe is right deep down in their hearts. There is a knowing that by doing their jobs, people are serving society and future generations. So that's a look at the whole framework of the 7 levels. If we go to this slightly more detailed picture, you'll see that each level has certain values associated with it. And so if we look at level 1, we might see, for example, the value of profit. If we look at level 2, we might see the relationship value, which is friendship. If we look at level 3, we'll find the value of quality. And one more example, if we look at level 5, internal cohesion, you'll find the level of trust. In addition to all these positive values, we also talked about the potentially limiting values, and those are the red words in levels 1 and 2 and 3. And as I said before, when you add up the total percentage of all these red words, we come up with this measure called cultural entropy. Cultural entropy measures the percentage of fear, dysfunction, negative and even destructive energy inside the organization. What we know is that with an organization with an entropy below 10%, we consider that to be healthy. If the organization has more than 40% cultural entropy, this is often a crisis situation. So what are the questions we ask when people take the survey? The first question, please select 10 of the following values and behaviors that most reflect who you are. This question enables us to understand who the people are and what's most important to them. We come to the current culture and we ask the question, please select 10 of the following values and behaviors that reflect how your organization currently operates. And through the values they select, we can find out what's working well, but also what might be undermining good performance. And thirdly, we ask the question, please select 10 of the following values and behaviors that you would desire for your organization to achieve its highest performance. Where do the people want to take the culture? When people answer the questions, we're able to process the results and create this picture here, which we call the dot plot. And you can see that the three columns align with the three questions, the personal values, the current culture, and the desired culture. You can see that 154 people took this survey, and the number one personal value was the word honesty. 61 people picked that value, and it's a level 5 value, so one of the dots at level 5 is a representation of the word honesty. Another example would be the word family at level 2. So these three columns tell us important data. The first column tells us the personal values of the people and what's most important to them. The second column is the current culture, and this shows us what aspects of the culture are working well and which aspects are less healthy and need some care and attention. And the third column gives us a sense of where people want to take the organization to really achieve high performance. And this data really provides the foundation for new conversation.